Okay, everybody. Welcome back to whatever the fuck.
Thoughts on movie.
Thoughts on movie. This
Eventually
time
we'll get a better name. Maybe we'll call it...
Yeah, I can't think of anything about it. It's just
I mean,
name of movie.
Because I was like,
on.
what if we called it like, I don't know, IMDb 7s, but it's like, we're not going to watch just 7s.
Yeah, it needs to be about everything.
Yeah.
Some of the comments did say to do Bridge of Terabithia before this, but fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get around to that eventually, but we just watched Kajaki from 2014.
Kajaki, the true story.
Do you want to give us the plot synopsis briefly?
Kajaki follows the like a couple hours or like a day in the lives of some soldiers. I hope a bunch of them, and then I like what 20 soldiers involved.
There's quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, and it starts off as a routine thing. 3 of them are just going to go off and snipe some fellas because they're like, "Hey, those guys look like bad guys." Yeah, I'm not too sure about those guys. Anyway, so they're going, and blah 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 blah, and then boom, mines, and it's all just depressing from there.
Yeah, they're caught in a minefield, like by accident.
Like an old minefield though, like Russians and shit.
Yeah, Russian minefield.
From when they invaded Afghanistan in like 1979 or some shit.
For some reason the poster says, it doesn't even say Kajaki on it, it says Kilo 2 Bravo. Not sure why.
Yeah, I think it changed names.
So,
Kilo 2 Bravo sounds way more like fucking Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So the first movie that I talked about was I Am Robot, and I didn't like.
Wait, did you say I Am Robot?
Sorry, I Robot. Fuck, it's the same shit. Come on.
No.
But Kajaki, I did very much enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a much more complete film. Well, it is a complete film. There isn't like a particularly weak element that you can point at and be like, yeah, that's the reason this film is bad.
Yeah, because it's like not bad. It's like really good.
Yeah. It's every element in it is effective. I kept thinking about how the whole film's this sort of very well done exercise in tension, and it's kind of like a bottle movie, because most of the film is set in this canyon, which you might say sounds kind of boring.
But it's like really not.
But it's not, because they're surrounded by these fucking mines, and it's like you're thinking, how the hell would they get out of this?
I've never watched The Hurt Locker.
Haven't you? I've seen it.
Should I put myself through that?
I think you should.
Nice.
It's quite good from what I remember. It's
I'll write it down. I started watching it once when I was like I don't know, 15. I think it's a bit too young.
Whereas The Hurt Locker was about one guy's how being a bomb diffuser dude in the army.
Bomb disposal.
I don't know any of this shit. How it affect his life personally. This is more about just a bunch of soldiers being thrown into this horrible scenario that you could never anticipate, and how they dealt with it. And it was a true story too, which makes it even more horrific, because this film is fucking... They do not hold back. It is gory as shit. It is.
Because, I mean, the way, without revealing like too much of the plot, you have half an hour of like just introducing you to the character's situation, that kind of shit. The situation being just it's war in Afghanistan. Wait, it is Afghanistan, right?
I believe so.
It's not like Iraq or something. Yeah, it is Afghanistan.
I think it was 2006. I think it happened. So yeah.
And I'm trying to think where I was going with that. And then it just goes into that like, gotta go do this thing, and then it literally just boom, just massive. I can't shout because it's like late, but just explosion, and it does jump you because it's mixed. The audio is mixed in such a way that dialogue is quiet, so you turn it up a bit, and so then you jump when the explosions happen.
Yeah,
and they definitely did that on purpose. Those fuckers.
Yeah, because it's shocking. Mm-hmm. And the results are shocking of fucking mines, because they're like horrific what they do to people. I find with like war movies, they really have to balance the sort of character development thing and not make it hokey. Because the first part of any war movie normally is going to be dedicated to some kind of development to a character, or at least some chunk of the movie is going to be like that scene where it's like, I got a family. This is my wife. This is my daughter. I'm going to save my daughter.
And she's got a baby boy on the way as well.
I'm doing this for my daughter.
My wife, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, everything feels quite natural. Everyone feels like, all the soldiers feel like they've known each other for a long time. It just feels natural, like it's an actual base and you're just sort of watching it, almost like there's a camera crew almost documenting it. Almost has that feel to it.
Well, yeah, it feels so legit. Completely real.
Yeah.
And because of that, you feel like you're there, which is why every like explosion, everything. Yeah. I was like affected by it a little bit.
Yeah, it's incredibly tense the way, like whenever they cut to a shot of like a close up of feet walking on the ground, it's like Jesus Christ.
That first time, the first guy that gets blown up, and it's just following his boots.
Yeah.
It's like please. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I thought the first mine sort of accident in the film is the most predictable one. Mm-hmm. The ones that happen after that,
but it still gets you though. It still gets you because it's one of those things where you know it's going to happen, but you don't want it to happen.
You half know it's going to happen. You half nah, they're going to just fuck with me here, and then it's like, oh my god, that's horrible.
It's so loud as well.
Yeah, and they really do play up how.
If you can, just get. I kind of want people to see that bit, just how loud the explosion is, just to see the.
It is really horrible, but I feel like you should just go into this.
Yeah, without seeing anything. You should just watch it. It's really good.
I didn't know anything apart from the synopsis on IMDb.
The fucking Netflix synopsis is awful. Shall I find it? When I read it, I was like, is Alex just watching a shit war movie?
There's a Netflix one, is there?
Yeah, hang on, let me find it.
No, because I'd heard it was good. It's horribly underrated, I think, this film.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, here we go. What is it? On patrol in Afghanistan, a British paratrooper unit unwittingly vents into a dry riverbed What? Okay, maybe the IMDb one's good. Maybe it's the Netflix one that's good, and the IMDb one that was bad. Because one of them had an awful description of what it is. And okay, maybe not. Maybe I just remember reading it and thinking, wow, that sounds shit. I don't know then. I don't know why. Maybe they changed it in the past hour.
I did like the fact that it is sort of a self-contained. It wasn't a war movie that had an agenda. You know, like American Sniper sort of. There was all that controversy around it being like propaganda or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I can know.
Oh shit! Here's something for you. I just happened to go on the actor that played the medic. He is he was a Knight of Ren.
Yes, I looked at that earlier. He was also in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean about it didn't feel like it had an agenda or anything, or like sometimes in. Like I watched Saving Private Ryan not long ago, and there is like a lot of the American flags waving and stuff, and it's like yeah. It wasn't about that. It was about something else. It was just about a circumstance.
Yeah,
and the way they dealt with it.
Yeah, I like the isolation of it.
Yeah,
just one thing. Because and then fuck, I had 2 points and I've forgotten both of them.
Well, like it doesn't matter. It could have been any side of any like
that was it.
Military.
Yeah, but I mean, I related. I mean, I would have related. You know, it could have been like a fucking Russian film with subtitles, and I still would have related to it. Yeah, because of they're just young men.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It was just nice hearing the British accents, the English accents.
They're all English or Scottish or all part of the UK.
So, and it's just you relate more because it's like you assume those people will have seen the same TV shit as me growing up and eating the same food. They'll understand the same references.
And they're all like buds.
Yeah, and they're all friends.
Yeah. I will say if you're not an English or Scottish or whatever citizen, you might struggle to understand.
There were moments where I couldn't fucking understand what they were saying.
There's a lot of mumbling because it's like
it was so mumbly, and I was like, I literally, even if I turned this up, I couldn't understand what he's saying because he's mumbling.
So I remember when Attack the Block came out, some people struggled to understand what they were saying.
I understand their accents perfectly.
Yeah. But if you're I don't know, American or something and you can't deal with that sort of thing, then that's something to note at least. I liked that there was no cheesy soundtrack or anything.
No.
Throughout pretty much the whole film.
Yeah,
I think there's a bit of music at the beginning and end.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's nothing like the whole film.
Yeah. Which did work, because it just would have been like, you don't need tension music. The lack of it gave it tension. Mm-hmm. And the way it was shot was pretty good. It wasn't like, Apocalypse Now is quite stylish.
Yeah.
And it's like the director's story almost. This was more, everything was just sort of filmed in a documentary sort of way.
Well, there's like,
I keep saying that, but it's not like handheld or anything.
Oh shit, Roosevelt just liked my tweet. Sorry, I had to say it. It's way more. It's like gritty. That film, like literally gritty. And then Apocalypse Now, though, it's just different. They're just different.
Yeah,
like you said.
they're like trying to
artistic and stylish and slick.
Yeah,
but
that's not to say there aren't nice shots and things in this, but like with Apocalypse
it's
Now, like every shot feels like it has multiple meanings to it.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like that. It's not trying to be that. It's
just story.
Yeah.
This is it. We're filming a story in an interesting way.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not even really about the story. It's about how this group of people are dealing with this just horrible scenario. It's a ridiculous scenario.
And and it made me think about something actually when I was watching it. This is like kind of off topic because it's not so much about the film, but like thinking about that, and then I flash back to fucking like Battlefield and the way they refer to it, the all-out glory of war, and I was like, man, fuck you, DICE, fuck you, EA, fucking marketing bullshit.
Well, like how many?
That movie really just made me feel like awful.
Yeah, how many war movies? How many good war movies are focused on the like glorious aspects of war? None of them. They're always about the horrific, terrible shit. Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Apocalypse Now, Lone Survivor. It's all like horrible shit. But because that's what's interesting about it. What is interesting about a group of people going in and killing a bunch of other people and then being, yeah, baby.
Yeah, those films are like
they're hollow.
Yeah, I'm not even
vapid.
They're not even films anyone cares about. The only films that do that are like your 5s on IMDb, your action movies that you see being sold for like £6.
Like Act of Valor was one of those, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, that was made to be one of those.
That kind of thing. Yeah, it's just I'm quite funny with war movies sometimes, where like if it is too patriotic or whatever, it can get grating. Or if the like character backstories are too obvious or whatever, or mishandled, then it can get grating. But everything just felt natural. It flowed well. The pacing was pretty good. Just a solid all-rounder, underrated, recommendable movie.
Yeah, it's like it's just one of those. It's just a good story.
Yeah.
It's not like I can talk about.
It's just compelling from beginning to end, and the only moment it might start getting slow when you're thinking, okay, it's time for this to wrap up, and then it does wrap up, and then it ends. And it's like, oh, okay, perfect.
It ended nicely, and that was not nice. I mean, it ended nicely as in the film just ended, not like happy endings.
It's not like one of those films that I could see myself seeing again and again. I probably never watch it again. It's one of those. I can't imagine watching it again, but the quality is definitely there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's one I would watch like to show somebody.
Yeah.
That's just kind of that. That's the only time I'd watch it again.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely recommend it as long as you're okay with first off war movies, and then second them being incredibly graphic in terms of
and visceral
violence.
Yummy.
And if you can understand English accents. Yeah. So as an underrated film, I'd say check it out. It's on Netflix UK at the moment. I don't know if it's the same in the US.
And it might be under a different name. I mean, we know it as Kajaki, but then it's also known as Kilo Bravo 2, right?
Yeah. So, hopefully this isn't a Zootropolis fucking scenario.
I doubt it.
Where they change it per country.
No, I would imagine. I mean, it's more likely to be called Kajaki, the true story, in this country than it is like in America.
Yeah.
Way more likely to be called Kilo Bravo 2 over there.
That's true, actually. So, any final words? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I really recommend it. It's like one of those ones that I just like. I can't fault it anywhere, and I feel really good about it. So like, it's just like fuck it, 10. That's it. Just IMDb, give it a 10.
Because it did come out the same year as American Sniper.
Oh yeah, we didn't make that comparison, did we?
And I much prefer this over American Sniper.
This and like Lone Survivor are like really fucking good films.
I left American Sniper somewhat underwhelmed. There are a couple of decent scenes in it, but mostly I was just like,
Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about this movie.
Yeah, sort of I was just like, I took ages to watch it. I only watched it this year, and I was just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I saw on the message boards here, an American saying it's a boring movie. Do you want to know why?
Not enough action.
No. This film needs subtitles, as I have no idea what language they were speaking. I honestly could not understand a single sentence that was spoken.
I don't get it.
None.
We can understand everything American. Is it just that they're really fucking dense?
No, do you know what their suggestion was?
What?
Try to use some American actors next time. Or at least ones that don't speak gibberish. Fuck you.
What an asshole.
That's quite... There was... I think there's an American who replied to that saying, I'm American and I understood every word.
Okay, so maybe it's more just people are stupid.
It's just
some
the
people.
IMDb community. And apparently it has lots of swears in it as well, but that's just what you expect, isn't it? With war movies and shit.
Oh yeah, they say cunt and it doesn't even faze me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I didn't even...
They did say that.
It didn't faze me at all because it's nothing to me.
When, in scenes where characters get horribly mutilated by explosions and stuff, I try and imagine like things that I would say. I'd probably be way more crude than some of the stuff they say.
Oh yeah, I'd be awful for like the horrid shit they say to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So next time we'll watch. I know we might get on with Bridge to Terabithia. It looks
Bridge to
pretty
Terabithia,
or maybe I'll watch The Hurt Locker.
That'll definitely be one of. We will get to Bridge of Bullshitithia eventually, but and then we'll take
like
suggestions.
That's one
on
we'll
that.
have to watch at the same like together for bands because I cannot sit down and watch that for an hour and a half.
I've only seen it once. You've seen it twice, so
but I don't remember either of those times. I just know I've seen it twice. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
I remember a rope swing, and that's it.
Really?
That's all
I can
I've
remember a
taken away
bit
from
more
it.
than that. Oh, we'll save that for that one.
Yeah.
Who's tuning in every bitch and every not bitch.
And expect a great video. If you haven't seen the podcast, I teased it. Marinade Joe Exposed. Coming soon.